To spare as hoped for, so this will allow some time for questions. So I would like to see if anyone from the audience would like to raise any questions with the panelists. There's one down the back here.
Thanks very much, everyone. My name's Claire Bryant. I'm an independent consultant. I picked up on a couple of interesting points. I think one was around the importance of supplier sustainability, but the other one was from Mr. Overton about the importance of potentially linking to customers and shippers sustainability, in particular in the area of cocoa. And I wondered, what role do you see a port having to play in cocoa sustainability, and do you see any opportunities for collaboration?
Yeah, if you go to a fair trade, you have to know exactly where the cocoa is coming from, and this is always very difficult. So what we do now is, together with the industry, which is also in Zaanstad, nearby Amsterdam, we are looking at how can you make it more traceable, because if you know where it comes from, then you know better how to deal with it. So the industry and the warehouse companies, but also ports, they are looking now, how can we cooperate more about getting information. And one of the good things, I think, nowadays, is that the world becoming so transparent, because you have much more information, you have much more big data, you have the things with Mr. Balkan is saying about the beer company, which is going to do the business in Africa. So you have much more information, so you know much better how to deal with it. And that is, I think 2 days ago, the industry also announced the traceability of their commodities and their commodity flows. So, and that's where we are acting on. And then you come at a difficult point. Do you accept certain cargo or not if it's let's say not right? And we had last year, we had a difficult discussion in Europe, or especially in Netherlands, about dirty diesel. And that was about the cargo flows of gasoline, and they were blended. And that's very difficult, and that's only things we can solve together with all the other countries abroad. And then you go to a different system. But we try to do, as Port of Amsterdam, as much as we can do within those commodity trades. And cocoa, as we have all the players within the logistics chain, we can easily make things that we can cooperate on.
Any other questions? Yeah, just in the middle there. Microphone there.
Hello. I'm interested to ask the question of Lamia and also any of the other panelists who could speak to this. You raised the issue of cyber security. It'd be interesting to hear what sort of strategies there are in place to ensure cyber security in ports, and what are the major challenges preventing that from happening.
Thank you very much for your question. Although I think I'm not the most, it's more like I would say public authorities or port authorities who are more engaging into that debate with the governments, because this is a security-related topic. But indeed, we are, as terminals, of course, concerned, since we are the one handling the cargo, or I would say being confronted to information regarding the cargo. We have had recently a case, I would say, where our terminals were affected by hacking that took place. So cybersecurity is not anymore a fantasy, it's something that is real, and it can cost a lot, but this is, I would say, one economic or financial dimension. The risk is much more important in the sense that it can harm a lot more than, I would say, the cost. It took some days to few of my members to recover, so this is a reality, and I think that we are starting to have some contingency, emergency plans being thought about, and this is ongoing work. But as far as I know, on the Commission side too, the European Commission, this is also a very, I would say, it's an ongoing discussion, and they are working on it very seriously. Because as you know, in the port sector, we used to have indeed security I would say, regulation being taken like the ISPS, but this is was post 9/11. Now it's another type of risk emerging, and they are working on it. In details, we don't know yet exactly, but you have several directorates being involved in the discussion. But for us, operationally speaking, we are confronted to it, and we are working on it.
Well, first we are looking at our own operational systems, but now we have a working program with all the Dutch seaports, and in that program cybersecurity is addressed, and it's addressed on several levels. It's addressed by vessel coming in up till the cargo going to the inland terminals, because it's the whole logistic chain you have to look at, and that is now where we're working on together with the other Dutch seaports in a working program.
Is there any final question anyone would like to raise before the coffee break? No? If not, I would like you to please join me in thanking the keynote speakers for the conference, and I would like to wish you all a very enjoyable next 2 days.